Morning guys, I've made it to the European Parliament in Brussels. You can see the grand structure behind me. Lots of glass and mirrors, lots of smoke and mirrors some people would say. There's the flags over there to the left, and right at the end of Stucco's, right at the end the Union Jack flying proudly. As it is on the back of my bicycle. My bicicletta has now got a flag on the back. A better view of it would be here probably. And on the other side of it, I've got the European flag flying proudly as well. Now then, I introduced you slightly the other day to my reason for this trip, and I'm going to have to make this very quick, and I keep you interested. Basically, during the referendum, I didn't know what to vote, as many people in the country didn't know. We didn't know whether to vote to stay or to leave. It's so complex. You need to have 3 PhDs in law to understand the European Union. The people who were telling us to stay in, as far as I was concerned, like say Cameron and them, just could not be trusted, so I couldn't trust him. The guy who's leading the way out, Farage, I absolutely loathe and despise him and everything he stands for, so I'm certainly not going to vote for what he says. So I went deep down inside my soul and I decided what's important to me, and the things that were important to me were, I worked in Europe, in Portugal, in Spain, in Canaries, a little bit in Greece. I also worked in Mexico and America. I worked as an illegal alien and I worked as a legal alien. Illegally. What did Roy say then? Anyway, I know what it was like. I experienced working as an illegal alien where people resented you being there. They thought you were taking their jobs. They were struggling and you were here making loads of money, and they resented me and they blame you for everything. Even I was involved in a car crash. Absolutely, I was packed up and the locals all came right. It was him, hey, the foreigner, blah blah blah. So they treat you really badly. But I also know from experience what it's like when you're working there legally, where you're welcomed into their community, where those people are saying, we love you being here, we love you contributing to our economy, we love you bringing your cultural diversity, and they made me feel so welcome and loved and cared. And I know which one I preferred. And also when I was in England in my landscaping business, I employed people from Poland, from Latvia, from Lithuania, and I can tell you they knocked spots off the English people that I employed, because I was getting the dregs, the bottom end. I wasn't getting the foreigners any cheaper, but what I was getting was a far more highly trained, intelligent, fit, healthy person working for me. So those were the things that were important to me. But also my children growing up with the opportunity to go and work and live and study in all these other countries like Belgium and Holland and Germany and France and Spain, and for their people to come to our country and add their cultural diversity, they were things that were important to me. So I was getting close to a decision, but still wasn't 100% sure. The day before the referendum, I was reading The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I got to chapter 14 where he spoke about the values of we over the values of I. And I knew then I had to vote to remain in the European Union. And what happened in the 1930s in America with the mass migration of workers to find work and food is exactly the same as what's happening in Europe now. Almost it's identical. The way people are being treated across Europe and what they're contributing when they get there, it's identical. It's natural for people to be scared of losing their work when you get migrant workers. Absolutely, totally understand that, and I totally understand why lots of people voted to leave. But unfortunately, the facts of the matter are, if you've got 2 men sat down, one who has work and a little food and one who hasn't, you're going to have a problem. If this man can feed his family and this man can't, you're going to have a problem. Now, there are 2 possibilities. The one man sitting down with the food says, I have a little food. The other guy has none. You've got trouble. But if the guy says, we have a little food, and we start working together, you've got the beginnings of something magnificent. Now then, that was why I decided to vote. I totally understand members of my family and very close friends who voted to leave because they passionately believed it was the right thing to do for Great Britain. I understand that, I get that. I'm not making out anybody wrong for voting to leave. I'm just saying what was important to me. the thing I didn't like about the referendum was A, that we were lied to, and B, there were millions, and I mean millions of people, and I know this from the percentages of people I picked up in my taxi who voted to leave the referendum because other people at work did. I had nurses, I had people who own their own business coming in the day afterwards saying, I voted to leave, but I really wish I hadn't. I didn't understand it. I listened to all the stuff, and in the end I went with what everyone else was doing at my works. The sheep, the people who voted to leave purely based on peer pressure, basically. That's what was wrong. And also, the vast number of people who desperately wanted to be in the European Union, but who thought it was a foregone conclusion and that nobody would, what happened would happen. They didn't even vote, and that's the younger community, the people at the universities and the colleges. And they're the people who would benefit most, and they didn't even vote. And then, of course, Scotland. People in Scotland knew it was a certainty they were going to remain, and they didn't vote enough. They voted enough in their own country, but not as a whole for Great Britain. So we've been left with all kinds of dilemmas. And at the end of the day, to me, the referendum didn't need to happen. It happened purely and solely because David Cameron wanted to save and protect the Conservative Party, and a handful of backbenchers and a few right-wing bozos who were leaving the party to join UKIP. Now then, anyway, that's the end of my political rant for today. That's the reason I'm here. Here's the European buildings. I'm now going to go on my way to Rotterdam, so I better get a move on. It's already gorgeous. The sun's already high in the sky, and I've got to get to Rotterdam to continue my quest. I am Don Quixote from Runcorn on the Power of Now tour, now living in Shrewsbury, by the way. After 2 magnificent days in Brussels, been treated like a king, and I'm now, oh, by the way, I didn't get to see Donald Trump. He was here yesterday. I tried to come and do this video yesterday, which would have saved me this time this morning, but I couldn't get to the European Parliament because of Trump and all the high security in the city. So it was taking me miles away, and I wasn't going to bike yesterday. The bike went nowhere near my ass. So there you are. Brussels European Parliament, Power of Now tour, sponsored today by some herring sandwiches made by his landlady and a Mars bar and a couple of bananas. See you later.